And finally, a third demo I'd like to show you today is how you can promote changes between environments. So I've set up a staging environment here that cloned from development, but we want to expand this custom pipeline we've got for development so that once it's tested, it promotes it into our staging environment. Let's look at our custom pipeline again and modify the definition. So there is an opportunity to do quite complex workflows here. You can have multiple concurrent jobs. You can have jobs that depend on other jobs running in serial fashion. But in this case, we're just going to add more steps to the bottom of this initial job. So our first thing is we're going to use a different step called clone. Now clone will clone whatever the deployment set is in the source environment and create a new deployment set in the target environment. We can then deploy that. So here you can see we're taking from whatever environment was initially deployed, and we're going to create the same state in staging and then deploy it to staging. Our expression reference format allows us to reference outputs of previous steps, and we're going to use that here. Again, we can do the same trick we did for development to look for that DNS name and then run it against staging. Let's rename these steps. Make sure we're targeting the staging environment. And adjust the inputs to our workflow. Great. We've saved that. So now, if we go to development, let's change something about this application. I'm going to modify the message of the day at the top of that web app. So I've got an environment variable that we can call testing pipelines. We can save that and deploy it. Now, very familiar set of steps it's going to run. Creating the deployment set, waiting for readiness, as our pods restart because we changed the configuration, we're testing our host name again. In our workflow, great. We've cloned it, and now we're deploying to staging. Deploy to staging, making sure the staging app is ready. You can see that this is a different workload, different pod name, looking up a different DNS resource, and testing that in a new pipeline run. And now, if we go to our demo app, we can see that development has changed color and now says testing pipelines at the top. And if we go back to our pipeline run, go to staging, we can see it also says testing pipelines. So that's an example of how you can use pipelines to kind of promote a change between environments. You can imagine we're deploying into production, we need to do testing in pre-production, and pipeline supports all sorts of more interesting steps. We've got manual approval, we've got various API calls and HTTP webhooks you can use for notifications, and other kinds of integration tasks. You can use multiple jobs and dependencies between these jobs to do more things concurrently. And really, this is quite a powerful tool for customizing how Humanitec deploys your application. I hope this has been a useful set of demos today, and I look forward to see what everyone does with Humanitec pipelines. Thanks.